So today is Art's first kickboxing fight. I'm very nervous, I have to say. He's had one fight before, which was kind of a mixture of kickboxing and fighting on the ground, so like BJJ. And I mean, I've heard that he is more advanced in standing fight, so kickboxing, which is where he came from. He just started BJJ this year. But I am not an expert in that. I mean, I'm far from being an expert in BJJ as it is, but kickboxing is just not, it's not my sport, so I really don't know anything about it, and I'm very anxious. Not because I don't think he's not good at it, because I do, but I'm also just scared for his face. I want his face to stay whole. I don't want him to get hurt. Oh my god. So I'm meeting a few of the boys from the combat club so that we can all drive together, which I think is a good thing, because if I had to drive by myself, I would go insane. Let's get going.
Die Uhrzeit ist gottlos.
Meine Freundin. Meine Freundin.
Da, ja, yeah.
What a day. We stayed up until 6. Our emotions were just so heightened because, backstory, he was sick for 2.5 weeks, and then I think it was a week before or a week and a half before that he decided, no, I'm gonna do it. So that was in the back of our heads as well. So we just went over it again and again last night, and we tried not to look at the actual fight video because we wanted the memory to settle. Was brauchst du?
Nix. Nee, ich wollte nur...
Nein.
Den weiß man nicht.
Warte, ich will das mit dir gucken.
Ja.
Der letzte Beitrag über dich war ja schon sehr...
Mach mal Musik, ey, das ist sogar genau die Musik, die wir meinten. Weißt du? Voll cool.
Cool. Guck mal, wie schön du bist.
Wie meine.
Oh! Oh, der Nippel.
Der ist hart, ne? Das finde ich sehr cool.
Oh ja, das... Oh. Das ist so schön. Richtig in der Zone. Wow.
Ja, okay, noch weiter.
Geil. Okay, bis gleich. Ey. So I'm curious to see where we're taking this day. We watched the video of the fight back, I think 5 times. He explained a lot of what was happening and what he was doing, what his opponent was doing, which for me was immensely helpful. I'm trying to learn everything that I can so that I know what is happening the next time. It's been a few days, and I needed that time to collect my thoughts and emotions because I was all over the place and I was feeling all of it. But now that I've had some time, I really want to dedicate a few words to the experience so that I can put this into a digital memory. There's a few major emotions that have crystallized, and the first one is that I'm so proud of Art and how he handled not only the fight itself, but the preparation leading up to it, and how well he switched into his focus mode. And it was just very inspiring to watch him do that, and it really made me view him in a different light. And it's incredible how he's such a sweet and loving and emotionally intelligent person, and then also he's a fighter, and he is scary. I have three major moments that I will never forget for the rest of my life, and the first one is actually the pause between the first and the second round of the fight, when the coaches were talking to him and he was listening to them, and there was something that changed in his expression, and he had this look on his face all of a sudden, and I I started laughing, because in that moment that was just this crystal clear thought in my head. Now I know he's gonna win, because his expression was just, it said it all. I had no doubt at that point whatsoever. He was locked in. The second emotion is gratefulness. I am absolutely grateful that nothing happened to him and he had a good experience, but also I'm grateful to him for giving me the opportunity to be his support system and to be at his side through this, because I remember I was really contemplating how much of a role I would play that day. I wanted the opportunity to be of service to him and to care for him and to make sure that he was being cared for, so that he had the time and space to be in his zone without being in his zone. And luckily that just worked so well. I'm just grateful and thankful, and I am very surprised by the third emotion that is so clear to me, and that is just that I'm excited for the next fight. Before before the event, obviously I tried to be his support system nevertheless, but there was just this one thought in my head that said, why does he need to do this? I don't want him to get hurt. And now that has turned around completely, because I support him fully, and it was such a special experience for me, and I just wanna help him see where he can take it from here. Yeah. There have been two other, now I want to say, core memories already, and one of them is when the fight was over and he came out of the ring, out of the cage, and he just came up to me, and I didn't know how cuddly we would be in front of everyone. So I was going in for a hug, and he was going in for a kiss, and he ended up kissing me on the cheek, and then we just embraced, and he was so sweaty, but he was glowing and he was beaming, and the smile on his face said everything. He was so joyous and lit and in his element, and it was so special to me to be by his side through that and be wanted by his side through that. And yeah, it was very, very special. And the third moment is so, we were in the car on the ride back home in company with some of the combat club boys that took me there, and it was just so chill. It was one of these night drives. We had good music. It was obviously good company. Everyone was like super excited still talking about the fight, but it was a calm energy at the same time. And one of the guys who was driving, actually, at the perfect timing, he asked Art to give like a final recap of the fight and what led up to it. And it was just... It was just perfect. And there were multiple moments where I turned my head to look at Art and he was already looking at me, and we were just smiling at each other and holding hands, and there's no other way to say it, but we were madly in love. And this whole situation, this whole event has really deepened our connection and our understanding of each other, our appreciation for each other, and our love. And I'm just very, very alive right now. Well, I'm sure we're gonna tell our kids about this one day, and then our grandkids gonna be like, what? Grandpa did what? And then we're gonna show him the video.
Oh my god.